morning students. Now today we will study about chapter number 4, that is sorting materials into groups. What is the name of the chapter? That is sorting materials into groups. Means first of all what is sorting? Sorting means how we can shortlist. Shortlist करना होता है. Suppose we are seeing here many objects in the class, that is bench, table, chair, देन मोबाइल, पेंसिल, चॉक, एवरीथिंग. सो उसको सॉर्टिंग करना है हमको ग्रुप्स में कि ये चीज़ किस में आती है, ये चीज़ किस में आती है. दैट वी विल स्टडी इन दिस चैप्टर विच इंडिकेट सॉर्टिंग मटेरियल्स इनटू ग्रुप्स. उसको ग्रुप में डिवाइड करना है. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी विल सी व्हाट इज एन ऑब्जेक्ट. ऑब्जेक्ट मीन्स व्हाट? Anything that we can see or touch is called an object. कोई भी object means क्या कि जो things हम लोग देख सकते हैं या टच कर सकते हैं. So ये मैं देख भी सकती हूँ और टच भी कर सकती हूँ. That is called an object. Means this chalk is called an object. Now what is the classification of object that we will see in the video.
Sorting materials into groups. Objects around us. You see a large number of things around you. Some of the common things that you see in your classroom are desks, chairs, teacher's table, blackboard, doors, fans, water bottles and pencil box. You see things like toys, mobiles, gloves, clothes, shoes, and many other objects in your home. All these things are of different shapes, sizes, and colors. They are made from different materials and have different uses. In order to understand the things around us, it is necessary to classify them into groups. Material, a substance or a thing which is used in the making of different objects, is called material. All the objects are made of one or more kinds of material. For example, a chair is made of wood, so wood is a material. A spoon is made of steel, so steel is a material. Some more examples of materials are cotton, silk, coal, iron, plastic, and glass. Materials are generally of two types: natural materials and man-made materials. For example, wood is obtained from nature, so wood is a natural material. Plastic is made in factories, so it is a man-made material. An object made of different materials. The same object may be made of different materials. For example, a plate is an object that is used in our daily life. A plate may be made of different materials like plastic, glass, stainless steel, brass, and silver. Different types of objects made of same material. Plastic is a material. It can be used to make different kinds of objects. For example, it can be used to make objects like toys, utensils, bags, mugs, tumblers, buckets, and toothbrushes.
The next topic is materials. What is materials? A substance or a thing which is used to make different object is called material. कि कोई भी substance या things हो जो हम लोग ऑब्जेक्ट बनाने में यूज़ करते हैं, which is used in making different object, that is called materials. अब materials में भी different materials है. Object is made up of different materials. What are the properties of materials? Properties of materials, there are 7 properties of materials. They are appearance, texture, hardness, state, soluble or insoluble. Soluble or insoluble also includes solubility in solid substance in water, solubility of liquid in water, solubility of gas in water. Sixth one, floating and sinking. Seventh one, transparency. So for this all details explanation, I will show you the video which includes all the states of, that is, which all include the properties of materials.
Properties of materials. We use metals like steel or aluminium to make utensils for cooking purposes, but we will never use paper for making such utensils because paper utensils will catch fire when placed on the burner or gas stove. Hence, we choose a material to make an object depending on its properties and the purpose for which the object is to be used. In this context, let us read about some important properties of materials. Appearance. Materials usually look different from each other. Sand looks very different from wood. Wood appears quite different from plastic. Plastic looks different from aluminium. Aluminium looks different from cotton. At the same time, there are some similarities between sand, wood, plastic, and cotton that are not there in aluminium. The property of a material with a shining surface is called luster, chamak. Materials like iron, copper, and aluminium, which have luster, shining surface, are called lustrous materials. Materials like paper, wood, plastic, and cotton, which do not have luster, are called non-lustrous materials. Activity 5. To separate shiny materials from a group of materials. Things needed: wood piece, copper wire, piece of cotton, paper, iron rod, rubber, aluminium rod, and sandpaper. Method: rub the surface of each material with sandpaper. Observe each material, whether shining or not shining. Separate the shining material from the non-shining material. Observation: the surfaces of materials like iron rod, aluminium, and copper wire are shining. Surface of materials like wood piece, paper piece, and cotton are not shining. Hardness. When we press a piece of cotton with our fingers, it gets pressed easily. Materials that can be compressed easily are called soft materials. Foam, melted wax, and sponge are some examples of soft materials. But if we try to compress or cut an iron nail, we cannot do so. Materials that cannot be compressed easily are called hard materials. Most metals such as iron, copper, and aluminium are hard. Because of this quality of hardness, metals are used to make household utensils and factory equipment. Solubility. Take a glass or a beaker and fill it half with water. Add half a spoonful of sugar in it. Stir the contents with the spoon. Wait for a few minutes and observe it. You will find that the sugar has disappeared into water. This shows that sugar has dissolved in water or that sugar is soluble in water. If we taste this water, it is sweet. Why? Because the sugar is still there in the water, but its particles have become so small and spread uniformly in water that we cannot see them. Now, take another beaker and fill it half with water. Add half a spoonful of sand in it. Stir the contents with a spoon and observe it. We find that the sand settles down at the bottom of the beaker. The sand does not disappear in water. We can say that sand does not dissolve in water. Solubility of solids in water. Substances that dissolve when mixed with water are said to be soluble in water, whereas the substances that do not dissolve in or mix with water are insoluble in water. Transparency. Hold a glass tumbler in front of your eyes. See through it. You can see all the objects around you. This happens because glass is a transparent material. So, materials through which we can see the objects clearly are called transparent materials. And this property of the materials is called transparency. Some more examples of transparent materials are water, alcohol, air, and cellophane paper. Some kind of plastic bottles are also transparent. Shopkeepers usually prefer to keep biscuits, sweets, and other eatables in transparent glass and transparent plastic containers so that buyers can easily see these items. Thus, materials through which we cannot see objects clearly are called opaque materials. And this property of the materials is called opaqueness. We keep our things in closed iron almirahs so that they cannot be seen. Cardboard, metals, wool, and wood are some examples of opaque objects. If we hold a butter paper in front of our eyes, we can see partially through it. So, butter paper is a translucent material. Those materials through which we can see the objects partially are called translucent materials, and this property of the material is called translucency. Grounded glass, frosted glass, tissue paper, dust-laden air, fog and mist are some translucent materials.
So today we have studied about this many topics that you have understood, and further topics will be shown you in the next video. Thank you students. Thank you very much.